Caps up 3-1 over Montreal. Florida up 3-1 over Tampa Bay. So either one of those series could wrap tonight. And then we've got the Jets and Blues tied 2-2. Which game tonight are you most interested in?
I really want to pull St. Louis, and I think I will get there. Plus 150 I could get. Now, I don't have an account at this place in Vegas. I'm also not in Vegas, but I see a plus 160. But plus 150 is a good pull. I crave St. Louis going into Winnipeg and scoring that first goal tonight and just shutting that place up. And I think, obviously the Blues have the momentum because Winnipeg wins game 1, game 2. Blues take 3 and 4. Blues have the momentum. Binnington starting to feel himself in net. And I think there's maybe a little bit of nerves kicking in now for Winnipeg. They're the better team, but I don't know that they really have enough to get through here. I bet St. Louis to win the series before it started. I took them plus 190, so understand that. I already have some St. Louis stock, and this is a St. Louis show because we had a listener, Mikey Betts, tell us around the outdoor game New Year's Day, hey, 10-1 to make the playoffs. So a lot of people were able to capitalize on that. Alex Smith before the year, Blues to make the playoffs 2-1. So this is a Blues show. I don't think I'm jaded by that. I think Winnipeg is good, not great. And I don't think they should be laying $1.80 at home here in a very, very tight series. I mean, the Blues really shored up a lot of their defensive issues. Now, somebody would say, well, they were at home, do it on the road. Fine. You do have to win a road game if you're St. Louis at some point. You can't win the series by only winning at home. But of the 3 games, I would take the plus price on the Blues, plus 150.
Yeah, the current series price with it tied 2-2, not the number that you were getting before the series got going, but the best I see out there, you can get a plus 155 out there, which is now a best of 3 series. The over has been hitting 3 or 4 times in the series, but you can make that statement about a lot of series going on as the overs have been cashing a whole bunch. It's hard to ignore Florida-Tampa. The team that people loved, down 3-1, facing elimination. Now they go back home in a desperate spot, and it's a coin flip. Tampa Bay Lightning, minus 110. Total is 5.5, even though this is another series where the over has been hitting. Now, with that said, it's barely gotten over the last couple of games. It's just gotten over right next to the number by that hook. So Tampa Bay, what do you think? Can they at least force another game?
Of course. I mean, they're favored, barely, and this market has come crashing down. So just for context, Tampa, on my screen, open $1.25. I see circa minus 106 each way. MGM minus 110 each way. So there's been plenty of money on Florida to close this thing out. I am not going to bet it. I did the Tampa thing. I did it in game 2. That was the game I believe they were 0 for 5 on the power play. That was a 2-day stretch for me where I had Colorado go 0 and 6 on the power play and Tampa go 0 for 5 on the power play.
Yeah.
And I thought, yep, that's my luck. I picked 2 teams that are very good on the power play and they go 0 for 11 combined. I lean under in the game. I lean under 5.5. This has also been a series where we've had some late theatrics, if you will. I mean, think about that game. If you had the under in the last game, I mean, you're a winner. You're a winner the whole way. And then you get boom, boom, boom with the empty netter. That was tough, man. I mean, it's 2-2 with 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes to go. It's 2-2. And then Florida takes that 3-2 lead, and then they get the empty netter, 4-2. Total 5.5. These games, usually when we get to 5, 6, 7, it's easier to take away what the other teams do. And I like both of these goaltenders, Bob and Vasilevsky. So I lean under 5.5. You made me bet that first game. Well, it's not the first game chronologically. Montreal, Washington play at 7. But at 7:30, I would go under. If you made me bet Florida Tampa 5.5.
And you've got to be feeling pretty good about the Caps. They can wrap that series in 5 games tonight. They're a $1.90 favorite. It's a higher total on this one tonight against Montreal. There are mostly 6. I see a 6 at BetMGM, but there are also 6.5s available in the market. So they're expecting a high-scoring one between Montreal and Washington. And I'm just taking a look at the updated Stanley Cup numbers and where the Caps are at. They're in the same range they've been most of the time. Like, you could find a 12 out there, which I'm a little surprised, given the state of the series and where they are, how likely they are to move on, that they're right in the middle of all the playoff teams still alive.
I want to quickly touch on the third period here in these elimination games. Alex was talking about this, Alex Smith, years ago. It used to be over 1.5 in the third period, and it used to be like minus 180. I'm looking right now at Montreal, Washington, the third period total at MGM, over 1.5, minus 225.
Whoa.
So the books have definitely caught up. That's also a higher total game at 6.5, if you will. But the thought process there is that teams that are about to lose their season are going to pull the goalie relatively early. So if the Caps are up 2 goals with 5 minutes to go, Montreal is going to pull the goalie. They just will. So the thought process there is you get the urgency for the team that's desperate, and you get a lot of empty net opportunities for the team that's favored and the team that has the lead. I don't necessarily love minus 225 to go over 1.5, but you could see 2 empty net goals in the final 5 minutes. Totally possible.
I thought you were going to tell me that they bumped it to 2 for this game because it's a high total game. The 6.5s out there. Have you seen it touch 2 for third period totals?
You can do 2. You can go over 2 minus 130. Now, obviously, you tie the 2. You need 3 to win. I think I'd rather do 1.5 than 2, just in case it lands 2. I would hate the tie on 2. Right. And then over 2.5 is plus 135 at MGM. But you'll see some guys that bet hockey and bet it well. They'll look at these elimination games, and they will bet the third period over before the game even starts.
What is a more popular bet for teams facing elimination? First period low scoring, or just backing the team in the first period? The team down?
Probably just backing them in the first period. Yeah, I would think that would be I mean, it depends on the team, naturally. But a team like Tampa, I would think first period, maybe first period under. Because Tampa has shown that they don't want up and down hockey, right? They haven't been able to put the puck in the net. So I think they need to keep things out of the middle, keep things in the corners, and try and muck this game up.